Welcome. It is time for eSenior's GT3 World Championship Racing once again. We are coming to you from Suzuka. My name is Mike Molesky, and we are doing GT4 Sprint Championship today. I decided to watch it, so I said might as well stream it. So first stream in a while. Hope everything goes okay. And just kind of, my volumes are a little bit noisy there. Hang on. That's better, a little bit better. Nope, that's a little bit worse. Forget how to do all this. I haven't streamed in a while, guys, so you're going to have to bear with me for a while until I get everything going well. Hope there's a few people watching. It seems like there's a couple here and there. I'm going to duck that down a little bit. Okay, that's better. I think that's better. Okay, so yeah, we're from Suzuka, GT4 Sprint Championship. Let's just get right into something. Before I forget, we are eSeniors 50 plus, and remember, racing is a sport, so that makes us athletes. I always forget to do that. So let's just get right into the standings here. We are race number 3. Oh, let me get rid of my mug. Let me find that here. There we are. So in first place, with a first place finish. Oh, okay. It's only. I still didn't get rid of my mug. There it is. Yeah, the first one race gets knocked out, so we got a tie for the top here. Chris Moses and Brian Murray have each won a race. What are they racing? Mercedes for Chris Moses, and Brian Murray with a McLaren 570S. And Chris Bourne is in third place with a second place finish, tied with Stuart Packham, who is also got a second place finish. So there's all our not too exciting in the sense of the standings, because we've only got 2 races in and they knocked one out. Stuart had a 12th place finish in the first one, so that wasn't his greatest effort. Steve Young had a 4th. John Saunders had a 5th. Lots of familiar names here. Mircea Paunoff, I haven't watched GT4 yet. Derek Bird in 8th. Nick Newcomb had a 6th. I'm just going through all the different races there. So yeah, not so much excitement there in terms of the standings, because they really haven't got they knocked that one race out. So today we are at Suzuka. Yesterday's race was quite exciting because those long corners caused a lot of people to spin out. I haven't watched a GT4 race here yet. I know the guys that are racing in it just love it. And let me take a quick peek for myself behind the scenes here. 14 people racing today. I'll bring that up in a couple of seconds. What else can we talk about? We can talk about our 2 wonderful sponsors, Syndeo out of Quebec for consultant for voice over internet protocol and all sorts of other communication needs, and Sim3D, makers of some great sim racing hardware. Check them both out. What else can we talk about? Yeah, Suzuka yesterday with the GT. Oh, we can talk about GT4 Sprint. I just checked out that it is a sprint race, but it's 40 minutes, not 30. So I got to remember to watch that. Very excited about watching the GT4 because, like I said, I haven't seen it yet, and the guys are saying it's quite some fun racing. What do we got coming up? We've got Kailami, Imola, Brand Hatch, and Spa. I wonder how Bathurst went with and Mount Panorama went with the GT4 guys. So lots of like I said, lots of familiar names. Chris Moses is out there. Maybe I'll jump over to show you the tower right now. Here we are. And yeah, there's the setup. It gives you a little bit of a hint as to who's doing well. We've got Porsches, we've got McLarens, we've got an what is that? That is a let me check that guy out. That is Chris Bourne is in a, not an Alpine, that is KTM, I think. think. There's a couple of Chevys there, a couple of BMW M2s. Look at this. Oh, Chris was off the track. I'm very excited about watching this race today. Should be fun to watch. Should be fun to watch. I'm just going to get myself set up here with a good... I just want to get the volumes right here. I think I need a little bit more up on my mic. Well, that's a little bit better, not quite enough yet. Hello, Terry. Nice to see that you're going to watch. The volumes are pretty good, I hope. I'll flip over to a in-camera cockpit to see how that volume looks compared to my screen. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Anyway, yeah, so this is going to be fun to watch. Oh, look at that. This guy, who is this we're watching? That's Chris. He's way back there in the seat. You can see his knees and his pedals. That's pretty cool. I think the system uses whatever view you're using in your own... Oh, he's in a Ginetta. Yeah, there we go. Not in an Alpine. That was the word I was looking for. A couple of Ginettas. We are going to get ready for... Oh, there we go. The session start right now. We are starting out with the... qualification right now. How long is qualification? Let me go to a different view. How can view? There we are. There's guys going out. Let's see who's gone out first. And we got number 36. That is Chris Moses is out there first. Not a lot of volume coming out of that helicopter mode, is there? Let's try this view right here. That's me, just me in my earphones. They're not that great. All right, so let's get going here. So these two guys are out there. We're on board with Chris. Oh, Chris Moses is not first. Derek Bird is out there first. These guys are right behind each other. Oh, that's kind of interesting in terms of... no, that's not Derek. Yeah, it is. The tower seems to show Derek in the pits. There. Why is that, I wonder? Let me get my buttons set up here. If they're working. And I haven't done this in a while, guys, so just check out. This is still their out lap, so I'm okay with that. That is Chris Bird. Derek Bird. He's first out, but like I say, Moses is right behind him. So they're coming around for their last few corners. And what are we showing on the tower? That's what the tower's not showing anything just yet. And my tower doesn't look very nice. Oh, I know why the tower doesn't look very nice, because I'm not in drive mode here. I gotta get rid of. Turn to garage. And I gotta say drive again, I think. There we go. Now we're looking better. Sorry about that. I was not looking. I got multiple screens here. Multiple screens in Windows don't seem to be getting along that well. Yesterday when I did my replay mode, I just lost my OBS totally. So, all right. So we are just getting going here with the hot lap. That is Derek Bird out there. He's going to set the pace for these GT4 guys. Just you and me today, Terry, I guess. I'm going to get in the cockpit with Derek. I haven't driven these GT4 cars in such a long time. He is in a Porsche. That Porsche sounds wonderful as usual. Not a lot of buttons on that steering wheel, is there, Terry? As we know, the GT4 has not a lot of things you can modify on it. I wonder if they're pretty well stock cars. All right, so we're looking forward to seeing the time that Derek sets. He's only halfway through his lap here. So we've got Chris Moses. Lots of familiar names as usual. These guys love it. There's a name I don't recognize. Mr. Bruno Veron. Welcome, welcome, welcome. No nationality there. Take a quick peek, see if he has a nationality on his. That looks like France, I believe. Le Blanc Rouge. And Tony Winton. All of these guys are familiar names. Let's go back to Derek. Coming up here right around now for the... Craig Holmes is still in the pits for some reason. Moves around to the last corners. Don't have the corner names up there for whatever reason. I'll take a look at that, but let's just see what Derek sets for a time. There it comes. There it is. Oh, just says take the I can leave the manufacturers up there later, but let's see, session best. He said 2:10.7. 2:10.7. All right. So Saunders just went faster, and Moses just went faster. Let's just watch everybody here get their times in. Yeah, Terry, just you and me watching here. What kind of better entertainment than watching our fellow buddies drive GT4 cars? Let me go on to somebody else here, since John Saunders has got the best lap. That's another Porsche. And he's improving, so is Moses. Oh, Steve Young. Let me see what Steve Young is driving here in terms of a car. Steve Young is driving a Chevy. Let's take a look at the Chevy. Who's the fastest Chevy? Merche is also driving a Chevy. Let's see what that guy sounds like. Ah, nice sound there. Chris Moses got much better time going. Let's just see what Chris we know can drive the phone book. He's got a great time going. He's up 0.6. Let's put our times up there again. He's up 0.7. That should get him pole. If he can keep that going, he's getting close. Let's just watch that. Let's take a look at the outside of some of these cars now. The camera's going to catch up. He is in a Mercedes. I've forgotten to remember now. Oh yeah, that's definitely going to get him pole. He's right behind Derek. See, those guys were so close together leaving the pits. I'm not sure why they... Yeah, Kyle on me tomorrow, Terry. Yeah, I'm going to start practicing too. I had a great race yesterday. Just like practiced a fair amount, but not a lot. Just there we go. Chris Moses in first, and John Saunders, and he's easing up. There's John Saunders. He is just a little 7/1000th of a second behind Chris. That is a heck of a. These two boys are going to be battling, I'm sure, all the way along. And Moses is in a... Oh, Moses just took pole. No, he's in the pits for some reason. Why is that? Did he take pole? Oh, sorry. I thought I was watching Derek. So Moses is in... I just want to make sure I get all the manufacturers right. He's in the Mercedes. Saunders, there's Saunders in a Porsche. Porsche. Bear with me. Okay, who's out there improving? Who is improving? Who's out there, period? Derek Bird. Looks like these guys are still working on their setups. Let's watch Derek. Let's go through see everybody's liveries. I'll do that later, I guess. Merche in 6th place. Merche's in a Chevy. Brad Mears, there's a guy I haven't seen in a while. What is he driving? He's driving a BMW. Yeah. I don't remember what BMW that is. Is it an M2? Trying to think. Hey, Steve. How are you? Steve Howell on the chat. Yeah, what kind of BMW is in the GT4? Not anybody is improving their times. I seem to remember. Let's see what Mr. Bruno Veron is like. or Varin, Bruno Varin, if he's definitely from France, he's in a Mercedes. He's one that's improving a little bit. Not enough to get him up in the tower too much. I seem to remember guys putting their best times in GT4 early on. But I bet you a lot of guys have to work on their setups. Bruno is just starting his lap and he's getting a little bit better. But I can't wait. I just can't wait to see what this whole race is going to be like. Who is that behind Varin? That is a Chevy. That is Steve Young in a Chevy. And where is Mr. Young on my board? I can't find him. Oh, there he is. Steve's in that nice Chevy. That's a beautiful picture, isn't it? I like that picture. How is Steve Young doing? Not improving. Laszlo Nemeth is improving a little bit. Let's go to see Laszlo, because that might just get him ahead of Steve if he can improve a little bit more. Where is he in his lap? Oh, he's just starting, and he just lost a little bit of his time. He is in McLaren. How much time have we got left? 4 minutes left in qualification. I want to take a peek why I don't have the corner names on here. Hang on. Let's see here. Corner. Car corner. Okay. Are they showing up? Where are they showing up? I guess that's what I'm trying to figure out, where they're showing up. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to find out where. I can't find where the corner names are. On the screen's behind a little bit something else, probably. Let me move this around a bit, maybe. I don't know where the corner names are. Can't seem to find them. Oh well, won't worry about that too much. How are we doing here? Derek Bird. Let's go back to Derek. He's improving slightly. Will that get him anywhere? Yeah, that'll get him 4th place, at least, if he can hang on. He's just starting his lap. Has there been a change while I've been fooling around? Well, Brian Murray's into 3rd place. He dropped over Chris Bourne. Chris is improving. That'll get him 3rd place. Where is Chris? There's Chris. Where is he in his lap? Again, just starting. It seems like these guys start off and then can't hold on to their times. There's Chris Bourne in his regular. I haven't seen Chris in a while. In his regular, I'm not quite trying to figure out what that is, that genetic color. That's like a fuchsia or something. Just flying around. Oh, he's got a great time going. If he can hang on, 0.3, that'll get him nicely into possibly probably third place easily. He's got a great lap going. Look at this. Look at this. Let's just get on board with him. He is a nice close view of his cockpit. He's been up as much as 7/10 in this lap. Whew. That's great. We're halfway through his lap here. Trying to think of what that Janetta sounds like. See how he does this corner. Does he have to lift? Just lift it a little bit, just like we do in GT4. And he is going to make it at least, oh yeah, he'll make it into 3rd place, but that's about it. He's still a second behind all the other guys. There he goes, 0.4. Oh yeah, that'll get him off solidly into 3rd place. All right, who else is improving? Mr. Winton, let's get him on board here. He is in the Chevy. That Chevy muscle car, American muscle car. Let's see what this view looks like for a bit. That Chevy looks a little skinny. Not sure if my aspect ratio is right for this. I won't worry about it too much, but that looks a little. That Chevy doesn't look right in a car. As a car. Terry just lost some of his time. He's coming around the last few corners. That chicane. Let's see if he can get into the plus category. Oh, look who's got a good lap going. Mr. Brian Murray did something here. He was up 5/10. Oh, or did he jump? He jumped back up ahead of Chris. Wow. Nice. Nicely done. And how are we doing? We are last laps. Who's out there? There's Mr. Saunders. He is definitely in the lead here. Moses is in the pit, so he's out. All right. As I remember watching this last year, it seems like guys put in their best times early on and then don't seem to improve as much necessarily. And I guess the reason is these cars are you don't get a lot of traction, you don't get a lot of variability unless you make a mistake. Saunders is just out there, I think, to get some practice in there. All right, so that looks like it's going to be our podium. Ooh, Saunders went wide there. That nullified his lap, I believe. And that's it for qualifying. I'm going to switch over to me again, just so you guys can see my lovely mug. All right, so, geez, I think seemed to have corrected all my camera was washing me out. What can we talk about? What can we talk about? Well, on GT3, we've got to really clean up our first laps, don't we, guys? The last couple of races, we've had some incidents in the first lap. Not necessarily with new guys either, so it's our old favorites that we race with. People are getting very aggressive in the first lap and or just making mistakes. I think it's more making mistakes, but we had 41 on track yesterday. Glad to see we've got 14 in GT4. I thought I heard that it wasn't that popular, but 14 on track's not bad at all. Not bad at all. I know the guys would want to see a few more, but what the heck? What else can we talk about? The Vegas race, F1 race yesterday. Hope I'm not spoiling it for anybody, but I'm sure the U.S. or the British guys have watched it by now. What a weird time for them to have a race in Vegas in the middle of the night. You guys were in the UK, watched it in the morning, correct? Hi from Sweden. Who is that with the acronym or the handle? Swedish guy flies. Oh, I know who that is. I bet you that's Mr. Krister. Everybody's got different handles on different medias. So how's it going, Krister? I saw you got a little bit of snow. My wife is in Edmonton. She shoveled 3 times. She's been there for a week. She shoveled 3 times already. They got 12 inches of fluffy snow last night. She's on her way home in about an hour. She's going to hop on a plane and come back to Arizona. When are you getting your container from North America, Krister? I'm sure you're anxious to get your rig back. We're anxious to get you back streaming the GT3 races. And I need a few. Snow's gone now already. What kind of temperatures are you getting? All right, we're just trying to bide time here while we're waiting for the race to start. So Kailani next, Imola, good old Imola. Oh, we're one Brand Hatch, one race today, one race in the UK this year, Brand Hatch. when there's going to be... Well, I thought we were going to do a night race. Yesterday's Suzuka... Well, here. Sorry, Suzuka. I found it was really difficult to see in that dusk time period. Let's see what the GT4 race is. Not quite as long, but I think they're going to get into dusk a little bit with this one too. Hi, Stuart. What happened? You wanted to be in this race. The demon drink got to you. Got a hangover. Hey, that's... Top performers can do good things with hangovers. Oh, you're off to bed. Maybe it's... Well, you can't really do it that hungover, if that's what I'm reading. Hope you had a good time, at least. A few more minutes before things... just waiting. I might as well flip it over to the race. We are going to be taking off fairly soon. The hell I can. Their session starts in 38 seconds. Oh, I got to do my thing again. I got to get off here and go to the pit.
30 seconds.
There we go. Should be better. Really annoying that I have to go into the game with my mouse to make some changes. As soon as these guys get moving a little bit in single file, we'll take a look and go over the leaderboard with people's liveries. Get a close look at the liveries. Should be starting any second now. There we go. Wait till everybody gets into single file. All right, in pole position today, John Saunders. Checkerboard in the Porsche. In second place in the Merc. Yellow Merc. That is a familiar color to me. I haven't seen Chris this year yet. Chris in the Merc in second place. That grunty Merc. In third place, this is the only race that Mr. Murray is doing this year. He's got a McLaren. I'm just looking at his livery there. That's a metal, some sort of a band, I think. Chris Bourne in his familiar colors in the Ginetta. That is the most different car in the whole lineup, so we're going to see how he does. Very nimble. And Derek Bird in his familiar livery. All his cars have that livery, and he is in a Porsche again this week. Steve Young in the Muscle Chevrolet for Chevy. I'll fix the leaderboard a little bit later. Laszlo Nemeth in an Aston Martin. That is his familiar livery also. Murche. I missed Murche. Murche's actually in 7th. He's always in the red. He is in red, and he's in a Chevy today. There's Laszlo in 7th, or 8th, I should say. Brad Mears in. Oh, that's a custom livery for sure. Oh, maybe it isn't. That is a BMW. In 10th place, Tony Winton. Haven't seen him in a while. Craig Holmes in another Ginetta. That's interesting. Mr. Bruno Varin in a Merc. And 13th place, Nick Newcomb in a Aston Martin. Last but not least, Kevin Torrance in a BMW. All right, so that is our lineup for today. Let's just go to the leaders here. Gotta pick the camera that I like. Gotta get back to the chat, see what's going on. Yeah, Krister, you didn't answer. When's your container with your computer and whatnot? I'm not sure how much you moved from North America. It's on a slow boat to Sweden, I guess. I thought you said sometime in December you were expecting all your stuff. Glad to see you're on the stream, though. Hey, let me get my tower set up here. I'm going to put... What am I going to put? For sure, I'm going to put race gaps. Nope, I'm going to put that here, race gaps. Put manufacturer for a while. And live streamed in so long. Oh, I know what I'll put first. I will put good old position delta. Let's see who gains. And then we'll put race gaps. Ah, there you see. Mercedes out of position. Getting close to the start. Last chicane before the long straight. Everybody's going to get into their starting position side by side. And then we're going to be ready to go. Let's see if Chris Moses can get a good start against John and get ahead. We know these Ginettas are quite close racing, so I'm sure the start is very important. Your stuff got delayed to the first week of December. Well, that's not that far away. A couple of weeks. What kind of stuff did you put in your shipping? Here we go. Let's get ready. Here is the start-finish line. Let's see if Chris can get a good start. Boom, there we go. Green, green, green. Chris did get a great start. Is he going to get ahead of Saunders? Yes, he is. That is huge, huge, huge. And we've got Chris Bourne also got a place up. Let's keep going down. We've got someone. It looked like there was like a little bit of contact at the back. But anyway, let's go back here. There's some close racing. Everybody knows how important the start is. Some yellow contact flags there, but I don't think anything came of it. So let's just get a better view. Get a better view. Let's see here. Chris Moses is in the lead. I'm going to get down here behind John Saunders and see what he's looking at already. Already there's a 0.7 second lead. Wow. Let's go down through the pack. See what everybody's looking at. There's Brad coming up on Laszlo, taking a little peek. Taking a little peek there. Nothing going to happen. Who's that behind him? Whoa, very close. Number 109, that is Greg Holmes. These are the ones that are closest together right now. Let's just hang in tough with them. Very nice and clean start, though. Nice and clean start. Good to see that. Let's get back up at the front. There is Saunders. People are strung out a little bit there. To go back to Brad, or Craig Holmes and Brad. Let's get on the cockpit here. See what he's looking at. Oh, ahead is where Brad Mears is actually very close to Laszlo. Laszlo is pretty close to Merche too. These guys are quite close. And way up here, Steve Young's making a move on Brian Murray, or tried to. Let's get a TV view here. Oh, up ahead, Brian Murray's harassing Chris Bourne. Looks like he's going to take a crack at him. And he is going to make that stick, is he not? No, Chris has got the inside track and Murray went wide. Murray went wide. He had it. Now he's going to get the other two guys behind him, Steve and Derek have caught up to him. So there's a little grouping right here that's pretty hot. That is for second, third, fourth, and fifth. Here we go. This is fun racing. I love it. I love it. Who do we get on board? Let's get on board with Steve Young. He's in that Chevy. Lost a little bit there to him. I wonder if Chevy is a heavy car. That Aston Martin of Brian's. Pretty great too. That Ginetta just is a light car. It's fun to see that Ginetta of Chris's. That is very cool. Very cool to see Chris in a Ginetta. Stay on with these three guys. Is Derek Bird right behind him? Yes, Derek Bird is right behind Steve Young. Just listen to those tires go. Very interesting to see these cars. go around this track. Anything happening at the band? Well, Brad Mears is still trying to get ahead of Laszlo. And Laszlo is quite close. Always making a play for and gets by. I'm going to go back 10 seconds here. You can see that again. Let's see that pass. We're in replay here. And that is Laszlo getting by Merche. Now Merche is right on top of him now. Let's go back in the cockpit. We're out of replay mode. Merche's not going to give up, that's for sure. Up at the top, we've got our boys. There's Derek. These three guys are still at it. But that Janetta of Chris Borns, he's hanging in there. He is still with the lead of this pack. Up front, Saunders. We got away from that a little bit. Saunders is not letting Chris Moses get away, is he? At Porsche. And what is Chris in? I've forgotten already. Let me get the manufacturers up there for now. There we go. Oh, that Mercedes, of course. How can I forget? This is some pretty close racing, isn't it? Some good spots here. Whoa, Derek just about lost it there, that Porsche on that corner. These guys don't have the traction that the GT guys have. GT3 guys have, I should say. Look at the way he just makes those tires scream. 40 minutes for this track, this race. I wonder if there's going to be some tire issues. These guys are spread out slightly. Let's go back to Craig Holmes here. And Merche's lost a little bit of ground to Laszlo. And he's getting... Craig is on top of him. There's that Janetta on those corners again, just throwing them around. One of these days I'll try taking a look at what all these cars are like in terms of horsepower and all that kind of stuff. I looked at that once. It was pretty tough to find. Craig is taking a crack. Saunders is caught up with Chris. This is a battle for first place, I think, isn't it, in this series? I'm going to put up, I'm going to take a quick, you guys watch this while I put up on my own screen here. Craig just put a note out. Is Craig out of the race? I think he did. I think he's noticed he's out of the race. This is the standings here. I got, yeah, so it's Chris and Brian Murray. No, you know what? Saunders is in 4th place, so this is big for him. Second place in the standings is are tied for first place is Moses and Murray. Murray is in 4th place right now, so this is a big event. I'll just leave that up on my screen here so I can refer to that every once in a while. What do we got for gaps? Oh, Bird is right up there on Steve. Let's go on board with Bird. Oh, Steve went a little wide. Is Derek going to be able to catch up? He lost a little bit there, but he's able to hang on, that Chevy. But Bird's right behind him again. That Porsche seems to take the corner so well, but look at that Chevy pull away on the straight. Look at that. Where else have we got some? We're getting a little bit spread out here now. Derek's got the closest. This is the closest battle, but up ahead. Shouldn't say that. There's John sticking with Chris. No pit stops in this race, I'm pretty sure. 40-minute race is not that long. Just stay with this for a bit. Let's get a TV cam going here. Murray and Chris Bourne are at it. It looks like these cars are so different. And there's Derek and Steve Young again. He's looking pretty spicy there in that Porsche against the big Chevy. It's like we've got a number of small little battles going. This is great racing. Murray is close again to on that Ginetta. Is he able to, on the straight, it looks like the Aston Martin can pull up. Had to tap his brakes a couple of times. Now he's trying to make it on that corner. Ooh, oh, Derek Bird went into pits. Why did Derek go into pits? Are we got pit stops here? I am not sure why Derek went into pits. Maybe some... I wonder if he's going to stay there. I decided late. Oh, Saunders is getting close again to Chris Moses. A lot closer than he was. Let's watch what he's doing to get there. Wonder if Chris made a little bit of a mistake. It's hard to believe that he would. Look at that understeer on that Porsche. He's catching up. Ooh, Chris having some trouble here. Different braking points for sure. Saunders is really taking a crack at him here. Really taking a crack. Not sure what's going on with Chris. As he got understeer, let's get ahead, get in his cockpit for a second. And the steering wheel for some reason doesn't show any turning. There's John. Wonder why his steering wheel didn't show turning. But there's lots of action here. There's this one. We'll stick with this one for a bit more. Let's see if Saunders can make some hay here on this long corner. No, it looks like that Merc just pulled away. Saunders had to be careful. You don't want to really pass right on the corner, but you want to get your momentum going. That Porsche should catch up here in the chicane. And no, ooh, Chris went wide a little bit on that, oh, Murray and Chris got very close together. I'm going to go back 10 seconds here. See, that looked like they got, oh yeah, they got side by side. Chris maintained it, boy. That was very close. Very close action there. Oh, and now look at that. They're side by side again. Chris is definitely trying it here. We're not in replay mode. We're live. We're live. Chris got the inside track on Murray. So Chris made that pass stick. He has been harassing Brian for quite a while there. Oh, back here, Holmes. Where am I? There is Holmes and Murche are battling it out. As well as John Saunders is really right up there on Chris, but just can't seem to get in there. All right, let's go back to where else have we got? Steve Young now is going to start giving Murray some grief. We are not quite halfway. Like I said, I'm wondering if there's Holmes. Let's go on with Holmes and Murche. Let's get on board with Holmes. I wonder why Moses' steering wheel wasn't showing in the stream. Oh yeah, he's right up on Murche there. This Ginetta, of course, does great in the corners, but look at that Merc pull away once we get into the straight. 0.4, not quite pulling away though. Live stream shows the gaps live. I just love it seeing these gaps live. I hate on the replay mode where they only update the gaps at the change of sectors. Murray and Chris Bourne. There's Murray. He's not letting Chris Bourne get away. Steve looks like he's falling a little bit behind there on that little battle. So really it's Murray and Chris. And look up at top of the board there, Saunders is down by a second now. Oh, I guess is there a pit stop here? There must be a pit stop in this race. I'm going to enable that, but I might have missed the guys who have pitted. This has got to be a pit stop race, I guess. Interesting. I didn't really realize that. So that takes tire wear out of the picture. Sorry, I didn't notice that. So those pit stop numbers you see on the tower are probably not going to be right. I didn't turn it on fast enough. Now Murray's in the pits. We are approaching 14 minutes into the race. 26 minutes into a 40-minute race. I believe it's a 40-minute race. Saunders and Chris Holmes are battling at it, and Saunders and Chris Moses and Craig Holmes and Murche are still at it. That's too bad I didn't put the pit stops on early enough. Ooh, why did everything go red there? I'm not sure why. I don't see any issues with looking at the tower there. Everything went red for a second. Janetta certainly is great coming through the corners, but it just seems like on the exits of corners, the other cars just are able to pull away a little bit. But look at that, how they catch up, how it catches up on the corners. So once he gets close, he's able to, I'm sure. Look at that. Just good job of Chris snapping back there. There we're on board with John Saunders, who's just keeping that gap to a 1 second or less. Oh, Holmes caught up there. We just left it, and we just left it when that thing was. That looks like Steve Young behind him there in the Chevy. And these two guys. Ooh, Holmes went over that curb pretty heavy. We'll stick with this one because it's the closest battle on track right now. So I caught Murray, who's gotten out of the pits. We know for sure that Moses and Saunders, Bourne and Young, I thought Young, Steve Young, I think Bourne might have went into the pits also. So we're going to watch Moses and Saunders to see what kind of pit strategy they have. Where are they in their lap? They're just starting, so we'll watch them to see if who ducks in to the pits first and whether the other guy follows, so they don't get undercut. I fell asleep during the F1 race yesterday in the middle, so I didn't see what kind of pit stop strategies everybody used. It was a one pit stop strategy was what it started with. I don't know if they were safety cars or whatever. Too bad we don't have safety cars here when there's an accident. Of course, that's pretty difficult, I'm sure, to simulate. Not sure when. Uh-oh. I have just lost control of my mouse again. God damn it. Oh man, that is not good. I'm not able to switch. See, I'm telling you, the mouse. Yeah, I've lost control of my mouse a little bit here, so I'm going to have to be switching between cars with some buttons. I got to figure out whether you guys on the stream, I may not be able to actually hear from you, so I can't get back on the chat. I just lose control of my mouse now that I'm on triple screens. Very strange. I can control things with the, everything is still up and running, but I have to control it with car ahead and car behind. So we are on with Chris Moses, and I can jump to driver view at least. Can't see you guys on the stream, on the chat line to see if you're asking any questions. I'm just going to continue on the stream the best I can with the button control that I have. Said my mouse has just disappeared, even though I hit. So this is very nice job here by Saunders harassing Moses. Just going to stay on here with these two guys because that is the best view, the best battle here, and we really do want to watch to see if when these guys are going to go into the pits. They have not pitted yet. I'm going going to be switching around very strangely on the stream because of my buttons. I can easily get into... Greg Holmes went yellow for a second. Nick Newcomb went yellow for a second on the tower. My tower, anyway. And we are approaching the pit entrance. Let's just see if anybody goes into the pits this lap. We are right mid-race. Looks like Moses is sliding. And there he goes in. Is Saunders going to follow him? No, Saunders does not follow him. He stays out. So Moses is going to try an undercut here. Let's see if Saunders had a chance to follow him. He didn't. So that is very interesting. I'm not sure if Chris Bourne has pitted yet. Steve Young's in the pits. He went in behind. As did Laszlo Nemeth. All right, so there's not that many guys out there that haven't pitted from what I can see. I'm going to take that pit stop. Oh, I can't. Again, guys, I really apologize for not being able to get my mouse control back. Not sure if it's my keyboard that screws up, but for sure I have no mouse control whatsoever. Give myself a wired mouse instead of a wireless one. Maybe that'll help. Well, I'm just going to go back down the leaderboard here a bit. See, get some guys to. There's Merche. Not very many battles here. This is, who are we with here? We are with Chris Moses. There's Kevin Torrance. There's a bit of a gap there, and there we go with Derek Bird. These guys should oh, I'm going to jump ahead to Chris Moses here. Find out he is getting close to pit stop land here, or pit stop entry. Let's just see if he goes in and see where he comes out, because Chris Moses, there he goes, there he's in the pits. There we go. There's in the pits now. I'm going to switch down to Chris Moses here, because we want to see where Saunders comes out compared to Chris, to see if the undercut worked. Now, Chris Bourne is in the pits, so just about everybody has pitted now. Like I said, I wish I could take those pit stop numbers off, but I can't. No mouse control. Glad I'm able to at least switch over here with cameras with my button box. Not sure how I'm going to get the stream ended. I'm going to have to do a restart like I did yesterday on the stream. Yeah, I'll have to put out on Discord to ask people if Windows 11 is better with multiple screens. It's only since I went to triples that I've been having all this trouble. Merche's in the pits. So where did Saunders come out? Is Saunders out yet? Saunders is showing in first place. He's coming out right behind. There he is, right there. So he lost a little tiny bit in the undercut. The gap is 2 seconds, whereas it was pretty close to a second. So that strategy might have worked for Chris. Let's just see if Saunders is going to catch up to him. So now our closest battle is really right here with Brian Murray on Derek Bird. Way down here in 10th place. Oh, I'm not going to go down that far. I thought Ponoff was close. So we've got some big gaps. Brad Mears. Let's just go down to Brad. Brad's pretty close to Laszlo. And up ahead, Brian Murray and Derek Bird are, whoop, there we go. Derek Bird are keeping things interesting also. There is Murray on Derek Bird. So right now Moses in first place. Saunders in second. Chris Bourne in third. And Derek Bird in fourth. That is going to shake up the standings quite a bit. This is one of the battles that are going on. The next one of note is Brad Mears on Laszlo right here. Nobody's making any inroads into that 1 second gap between them. Brad's got the highest standing in the BMWs. And what else we got? We got Merche right here on Craig Holmes. Merche is closely followed by Winton. Actually, Merche's got the closest battle right now. Up ahead, looks like Bird is making some inroads into Chris Bourne. Let's just follow this one for a little bit. Let's see, that Chevy should make up some gap in the... Should make up some of the gap on the long straight on that Ginetta. Watch the Ginetta pull away after the corner, I bet. Especially on a Chevy heavies. Well, no! No! Merche made up time in that corner on the Ginetta. On Craig. Let's just follow this one. He's got a good little battle going right now. There you go, Merche. Giving us a race here. Different kind of racing with these GT4s. Oh, where is Steve Young? Is in an outlap. He went back into, he's down in the pits. What happened to Steve? Wish I could go back and do a replay, but I cannot. Steve is way back in last place now. Did he go into the pits again for some reason? Great corner there on Merche. Really took the inside. And look at that. He's changing something on his screen, on his wheel. So he's changing probably traction control. I assume these guys have traction control. Up ahead, Brian Murray getting very close to Derek Bird. And Bird's not that far behind Chris Bourne. So here's a battle. This is a battle for third place. Chris up ahead is in third place. This is a big deal here. Murray's in that McLaren. Ooh, what happened here? He has passed Bird. Bird, for some reason, is slowing down big time. Was there an incident? That Bird felt he had to give something back. I missed that. Oh, Ponoff. And Holmes. Something happened there. I missed that. And I can't go back and do a replay. But there was some big changes there. Go back up to Brad. And Laszlo. Oh, sorry, yeah, Laszlo. We've got 11 minutes left in this race. And up on top of the leaderboard, Saunders has made some inroads into Chris. He was down by 2+ seconds, almost 3 seconds. He's back up to 2 second gap. But right here, Brad Mears is really chasing down Laszlo. And things are getting a little ragged here. A little ragged. Let's just see if Brad can make it on the long straight. Well, that's not the long straight, but This is the big hairpin. See who gets the gap. See if that BMW, looks like the Aston Martin took off. Oh, not the Aston Martin, the McLaren took off a little bit, Brad, on that exit. Up ahead, Brian Murray is catching up to that Ginetta. Is he going to make it happen on the long, fast corner here? Not really, not again. This is something we've seen before. We've seen that before. That Ginetta is able to take those corners so well. Bird's not very far behind these two guys. Now let's see if Murray can close that gap on the back straight, on the pit lane straight. So he closes the gap. Oh, braking points are going to be important here. And he takes a peek on the outside. Not going to make that happen, I don't think. Oh, and he gone really wide, Brian did. Yeah, I think he pushed his braking point a little bit there and wasn't able to hold it. And he tried that outside line before. It did not work. It didn't work again. Now he's going to try again and catch up. That Ginetta is an interesting car. Look at that. Steve Young has already made up one position. He's trying to get by Bruno Varin. I'm not sure what happened to Steve, why he had to go in the pits again. I'm sure that wasn't his only pit stop. All right, what else is going on here? Well, you see Derek behind. Let's see what Brad and Laszlo. What is he looking at? That's a pretty big gap. Let's go back all the way up to the front. And there's John Saunders looking at Chris Moses. He knows he made up some time. 1.3, if I'm not mistaken. He was almost 3 seconds behind after pit stops. He's making up time here again. It looks like that gap's closing a little bit. That Mercedes is really a big grunt. Listen to that Mercedes. I just love the sound of that Mercedes. Let's go back to Brian, because he is just trying desperately with 8 minutes left to get by the Ginetta. See, he cannot make it stick on that corner. And Chris goes wide a little bit. Where he makes inroads is coming through these chicanes and going down pit lane straight. He's been close to Chris on the end of this straight a couple of times now. It looks like he's a little bit fur back. See, look at how he can close that gap. He's going to try on. Is he going to do an outside-inside move here? No, he was too far back. That's not going to work. He'll just stay there to see if the infamous Chris Bourne makes a mistake, but he's not going to make a mistake. This is the battle of the day right here, or the battle of the minute. Brad Mears again. Oh, looks like Brad just passed Laszlo. Laszlo, I think, made a mistake there. And up ahead, Chris Bird is really close. Got really close to Brian Murray. So this battle for third is just wild. Anybody making a mistake is going to be very costly. So that was one change there between Laszlo and Brad Mears, but I have a feeling, from what I saw, it looked like Laszlo made a little bit of a mistake. They let Bird take advantage, Brad take advantage of that. Up on top of the leaderboard, Saunders is within a second. He gained 0.3 of a second, a bit in the last lap or so. Here we are. Oh, and he was down to a second for a minute. Oh, look at this. He is closing that gap big time with the Porsche. And I'm not sure if that's just John making some time up. Ooh, Chris Bourne. Something happened with Brian there. Everybody, look at this, look at this, look at this. Looks like maybe. Oh, Murray got Byborn. There we go. Murray got Byborn finally. We missed it. And unfortunately, we can't go behind, but looks like maybe Chris made a mistake. Now it's going to be interesting, even more interesting to see these three cars. Great racing here. Like I said, with 5 minutes left, any little mistake has a big impact. So now Brian is in third place, but Bourne is not going to give up. No, not at all, not at all. And now that Chris is behind, he can catch up in these corners. So unless Brian can pull away, just watch from Chris's point of view. As that Janetta gets thrown into those corners, you would think that would be an advantage. He can get close enough, and he looks like he's changing traction control also, if that's what it is, or something else. His little hand there moved down on the steering wheel for just a second. Up on top, Saunders. For whatever reason, that tower is flipping between 1 second and 1.3 seconds. Can't be that. Looks like that Murray is going to be able to stay ahead of Chris. Chris is working really hard here, but that Aston Martin is pulling away. Let's just see what John Saunders is. Is he really a second behind? Looks like he is. I don't know why that tower is moving between 1 second and 1.3. That's because look at that, the gap opens up. We will stick with this for a little while because this is for first place. Not a huge gap. Not a huge gap. It sure looks like John catches up. Look at that understeer on that car. He just, those tires just squeal. Look at that. He's got that wheel turned and nothing happens sometimes. That is a huge turning angle he's got going, but the car just doesn't move. That's got to be hard on the tires. You can hear the tires complaining. See the way these cars handle. You just yank the corner and hope that it makes the corner, makes it around. Oh, looks like Moses went a little wide there, and John really wants to take advantage. There's only 3 minutes left, a lap and a half, maybe 2 laps to go. Oh, Moses pulled away there. He had a little bit of a problem on that corner. Tires are gotta be an issue. John is trying to hang on there. Let's just take a quick peek and see how hard Moses, well, we're not gonna do it now, but we'll see how hard Moses is working on some of these corners. Watch it right now on this big, long, sweeping corner. I don't have the names here. Right here, let's just see what John, oh yeah, we can't see Moses' steering wheel. The disconnect there. But we have got some great action here in the GT4 class. These drivers that drive them just love something different from the GT3s. All right, is Saunders going to make something happen here on this last corner? Let's just see. He's taking a peek on the inside. Moses is staying outside. This is the last lap. Last lap. You hear it in your ear just like I can hear it. So let's see. John really can take some chances, I guess, somehow. Very close racing action here, down here with Bird's within striking distance, but something's got to happen on Chris Bourne before he can do it. But right here on this last lap, we've got some exciting action, some extremely exciting action. Chris Saunders is trying really hard in that Porsche. And that Mercedes is just pulling ahead on any kind of straight. Saunders is going to try to pull something out of a hat here. We're getting dust. The other factor in this race is it cools down quite a bit in the second half of the race, especially in the last. Well, he pushed his braking point there. I know for sure. He went a little tiny wide, missed the apex slightly. He's got to try something to get ahead of Chris. Chris is pulling away now, second up. That may have been a mistake on John's part to try to make that happen. Back behind here, we've got Bird. He's also trying to make some stuff happen in that Porsche on the Ginetta. Up ahead, Saunders looks like he made the crucial error and is not going to be able to catch. And Bird also tried to push it, and now he's lost a bit of time. Back to Saunders. Sorry for the weird action on the camera here, but it's the only way I can show you the action. This is the final lap, final few corners. I don't think Chris is going to make a mistake. There is no way. This is the way it's going to finish. Chris Moses, first place. John Saunders, second place. Good job, guys. And here we've got
Anita has finished the race.
Brian in third place, but let's see if Bird can catch up on to Chris. No, he is not. All right, let's just find some camera angles. That is Bird going across the finish line. There is Brad Murray going into the chicane. He is in fifth place. Laszlo Nemeth in seventh place. Tony Winton in eighth place. Mircea Paunoff in ninth place. Nick Newcomb in 10th. Craig Holmes in 11th. And there is Steve Young. Something happened to him in the middle of the race. I'm not sure what. And he is in 12th. Bruno Varin in 13th. And in 14th place, Kevin Torrance in the BMW. Well, thanks, guys. I'm not going to be able to stop the stream properly here. So it's going to stay on for a bit. Maybe I will. Not sure what I can do, actually. I'll just stay on with Bruno. I'm going to actually find a nice camera angle for you to watch Bruno. Bruno's a new face. There we go. And that nice Mercedes. Yeah, I'm going to stop the stream and have to do a reboot. And then I'll be able to go back in and stop the stream right after that. Bye for now. We'll see you next week, possibly, if I do the GT4 race again. Bye now. Might be my keyboard that caused the problem. I got my mouse back. I'm going to be able to stop this properly. All right, guys. See you later.